Now, the theme of the podcast is always about celebrating the female voices of the so-called male trades, about women in property, finance, and construction. And I had to bring on one of my client money honeys who stepped into herself and really embraced her voice, and her bravery was, I saw her transform step by step by step. So I had to invite her on the show. So I don't just have clients on the show, because actually most of my clients are men. So 99% of my clients tend to be men. So they don't always fit the bill for the Money Honey show. But whenever I have that female client, which is really the minority, guys, and we need to change that, okay? Not because I want more clients, but the reason I don't get, I believe, a lot of female clients is because there's not a lot of women who are publicly confident with their business and their service. You know, there might be phenomenal mortgage advisors, protection advisors in the background, but they're not coming to the forefront. Whereas actually I get maybe some of the men that I work with are not as successful at times, but want to be. So they come out and they put themselves forward, is what I'm trying to say. So we need more women that put themselves forward, because we're not going to change the narrative if you want to see more faces, more female faces on the screen. You need to be that female face on the screen. You can't just expect someone else to do it. And so that's why I'm so proud of my special guest here today, because she came to me, and honestly, guys, there was nothing on her social media. It was completely bare. Like, I didn't even know what she looked like, but I sort of vaguely could make out from her profile picture who she might be, but really invisible on social media. And she just came to me and was like, I don't know how, I hate social media, but I need to put myself out there. And we went through the coaching, and we went through step by step what she needed to do to set herself up. We went through the content. Well, we're talking about this on the show, but the reason I invited her is because I'm just so proud of her transformation from how she began. And now I log into Instagram and literally she's there every day. Like, I see her all the time. So without further ado, I am so delighted and proud of this girl, Sharelle Taylor, protection and mortgage advisor at Just Mortgages. How you doing, Sharelle?
Hi, I'm really well, thank you. Doing so well.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Good. Yeah, it's Friday. Always a good day. Happy day.
Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. That's why we release the episodes every Friday, and I record on a Friday. It's just a great mood. It's just a great atmosphere. So yes, we are sending you a dose of inspiration this Friday today with Sharelle. So Sharelle, for those people who don't know you, I've done a bit of an intro, but why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I am a mortgage and protection advisor. I'm based in Manchester. I've been in the industry for about 10 years now, and I am finally getting the visibility. So yeah, this is me in a nutshell.
I love that you've just said that. After 10 years, guys, after 10 years, she's finally getting, like she's just saying, her visibility. So, you know, everyone's chapter one starts at different moments and it starts at different times. So, Sharelle, what made you want to get yourself out there? How did you come to that realization, and what did you do?
I realised that I wanted to represent women. I wanted to represent women of colour, women in finance. It all needs to be seen. And like you said, 99% of those people are men. And I do feel like there do need to be more of us. And the more of us that are seen are the more of us that are going to have the courage to come forward and want to do it. So, yeah.
And you did it scared, Sharelle. What I love.
Scared, yes. Very scared.
Honestly, like that's the difference between those who dream and those who do. Like, you just came over to me and you were like, look, I just need to put myself out there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't like taking pictures. I'm not really a social media person.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you still invested in yourself, because that is the way you put yourself out of your comfort zone. You put yourself into that position where it was sink or swim. You had to do it. So I really got to learn your story about this. Like, you're saying it now. Like, you have just no idea how proud I am of you.
Oh,
like, when you first came to me, you were like, yeah, I do mortgages and protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go on social media to get leads. And I'm like, babe, there's a little bit more to you than just that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And now, look at you now, you're like, I want to represent women of colour. I want to represent, you're just representing. So tell me the strategy. So we built a strategy for your business, right? Okay, you're always going to do mortgages, right? And mortgages products are going to change. But who are you here for? Who do you want to listen? Who do you want to inspire through this show or through your work?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I want to inspire women. I want to inspire women of colour. I want to inspire women from underrepresented communities, maybe from backgrounds such as myself, people that didn't have financial education, don't know anything about resilience. And that's definitely the people that I want to connect with, that I'm here for, and that I've always sort of wanted to be around, really, and to basically let them know that, it is out there for you and you can achieve this. And if I'm doing it, you can do it as well.
I love that. And what you were talking about, financial education, and when we were talking about all our content ideas and your ideal customer, which it took you a while, didn't it? You were like, no, I don't want to niche down.
Yeah, I wanted everyone. I want everybody, just everybody. But you do really have to find what you're passionate about, and where you want to be the biggest help, the biggest asset. And I just, that was where my heart was. And if you love what you do it so much better. And that's just me.
I saw exactly that. I saw what was in your heart. I saw that you were, this devoted, passionate mother, this big entrepreneur. You had this big entrepreneurial spirit. You had this sense of community. You have this sense of this heritage and your history as well. So I was like, hold on a minute, we're not talking about mortgages here. We need to help your people. We need to help the mothers, the women, the people who want to get financially savvy. Now, we spoke about how accessible money and financial education is to those of colour and in marginalised communities. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you can help?
It's not very accessible at all. I found it wasn't available to me. So a lot of people don't know where to go, don't know the first thing about finance once they sort of leave school. So that's something that I want to be an advocate for. I think it should be taught in schools. So really, it's about educating people, making sure they're resilient financially, making sure they have all the information available to them that is available to them. But I'm probably going off a little bit now. What was where was I going with
No, keep going. Yeah, look, it's great, Sharelle. Like, you're talking about you're so passionate, you're like getting lost in the story, which I love. This is why I want this to be a real conversation, guys, because Sharelle doesn't just do mortgages. You've said this, haven't you? We've done a video where you're like, my job isn't just to get you a mortgage or protection. What is your job, Sharelle? What do you actually do with a client step by step?
Step by step, I'll take you through your budget plan. I'll take you through servicing your debts. We'll discuss how you can maintain your property once you're living in it. So it's just to make sure that you can maintain your standard of living and improve your standard of living. What are you doing in your job? Is there any room for scope in your income? That kind of thing. So if there's room for improvement, we will identify that and we'll work to build that. And it's all about building that wealth as well and keeping it within your family. And that's what we all want. We want to build that wealth. We want to keep it safe as well and protected. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. And this is why, guys, we don't work with anyone that just has a budget. We don't say, oh, yeah, sure, this is how much it is. Let's just start working. I need to sit behind your values. I need to understand, why am I going to put you out on social media? Why should I spend my time in a studio with you, Sharelle, if you're not going to talk about something that is aligned with our mission as well? And that's exactly, this is why you're my ideal client. This is why you're the perfect person that I love working with, regardless. Like, look, there's been bigger clients that have spent much, much, much more, but your message is one that touches the heart, because, I really believe in what your mission is all about and in the integrity that you have with your job. So, like you've just rightly mentioned, I don't just get you a mortgage. I need to also assess that you can keep it, that you can maintain your way of living in the house. Like some people would just be like, yeah, you got a mortgage, bye, good luck, see you in 5 years, we'll do a remortgage, which, you know, and you're like, but actually I'm here to look after you, your family, your well-being, because otherwise if you're going to get on the property ladder but you're going to be miserable, that's not a very good job well done, is it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what kind of people have you been helping, Sharelle? Tell me about some. Obviously you don't have to disclose people's names, but last time we spoke, you helped someone move out of London into Manchester. You helped siblings divvy up their inheritance. You helped someone get onto the right to buy property, like loads of you. Tell me some of your highlights. What are some of the clients that you've been helping lately?
Yeah. So lately, over the past week, I'd say I've done quite a bit of shared ownership, which is really, really good. And I think we discussed it a little bit as well. Really good for people looking to get on the property ladder. And I love that. People who thought they couldn't maybe afford to buy a certain type of property just yet. And it's not about putting them outside of the budget. It's about getting them what they know that they can achieve. So it really has helped people get onto the property ladder. I've also done joint borrow sole proprietor, where the son was having affordability issues. So his mum stepped in and said, look, let's go on the mortgage together and we can, you know, I'll do that for you, basically. He was so happy to be able to do that. We worked out a plan that he would be able to maintain it when he lived in it. He would be able to maintain his standard of living, and they're both really happy. So when they're happy, I'm happy as well. So they've both been my highlights of the week. I've also had a portfolio landlord as well, which we had sort of quite a few properties that I need to look at remortgaging. So that's always a good one as well.
I love that. Sorry to tell you on the show, but I can't help myself, just because when I think of something valuable, like if I feel like I can help someone, I just want to just tell them. But you know, we've created this bulk content and you're scheduling the posts that we've made with you. These stories so this week that you've had these highlights, I haven't been there with you to film it and record it. How do you feel now about jumping on a story, for example, and be like, highlight of the day, I've just helped a mum and a son, just do exactly that? Are you at that stage here where you can make your own like stories and posts?
Yeah, I want to be. It's just finding the time and, you know, getting yourself to that point where you think, oh, I sit down and film now. So I just don't find the space in the day to be able to say, right, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to film, and I just get to that point, really.
I get it. And do you know what? Just to help with that, in the meantime, just post one of the pictures that we did of you, or the silent video, and then over the top of it, right, I've just helped a 21-year-old joint borrower, sole proprietor, the mum's come on the mortgage, literally just exactly what you just said, and post it, because we've already done the assets for you. Like, I'd love to see that story online, because I think we need to capture more the live moments, like these highlights that you've had. I'm not there to see them and I'm not there to record them, so we've guided you with pictures and like silent reels that you can just back them up online. So please, if you do remember to do it, I know you're busy, I know you're a busy person, but that kind of stuff we want to see behind the scenes, because you're creating amazing value every single day, not just once every quarter when you see me. You're doing it right now. So that's great highlights.
Thank you.
So what would you say to women, like, okay, that you can't give advice obviously, but like say I'm a single mom and I've got one income, I'm currently living in rental accommodation, I'm in Manchester or the greater Manchester area, like, and I want to start scaling, like I want to start, like, you know, increasing my income, I want to get a permanent nice home for me and my family. What steps would you need to take me through?
I would go through a full strategy meeting with you. So the first meeting consists of obviously, like I said, looking at your income, your budget plan, and what scope you have. So that's quite a long process, maybe an hour or so at first, and then off the back of that, we'll do some research and then look at ways that we can sort of improve on your expenditure, improve on your income, and see if you have a dream, we'll aspire to that dream. We'll put actions in place to be able to get you to that place that you want to be.
I love that. That's amazing. So do you often get like what kind of properties, sorry, do you get in your area? Like what is good for a first time buyer in Manchester or Greater Manchester? What can we find and how much would a typical property cost in that area?
To be honest, you could find whatever you want to find in Manchester, whether you want an apartment, whether you want a house, whether you want a new build or an older property. It's all here. It's all here. I'd say
So it's
I
so
don't
diverse.
know what the average is, but I know it's quite a bit lower than the ones I do in London. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm North London, so I'm in Hertfordshire. It's quite different. But Manchester, gosh, we're like whoever invested in Manchester maybe 10 years ago is doing well because like it's because it was up and coming. It was like those there was areas that you just would go to, whereas now it's like wow, like Manchester is buzzing, absolute buzzing. Tell us your money story and your property journey. How did Sharelle come into this industry and how did you make it work for yourself so much so that you can now help others?
Yeah, I actually stumbled across the industry, to be honest. Like I said, I was always sort of aware that, I wasn't financially the financial education wasn't there. I actually joined a company where I was doing customer service. I'm going back about 11 or 12 years now, where I was doing customer services and stumbled across and made friends with one of the businesses that were sort of part of that building. We just got talking. I got really, really interested in what they did. They're a financial advisory company. I just spoke to them more and more. The more I spoke to them, the more they knew, what an interest I had, and they offered me a job basically and said, do you want to join? Do you want to learn more? And, of course, I bit the hands off and, that was about 11 years ago now. So, yeah.
Oh, that is incredible. And how did you, obviously you came across it by accident, but what does the property and the financial industry mean to you? Like, why do you love it? Why are you still in it after 10 years of building your career?
Yeah, there's never a dull moment. There's never, it's just such a fluctuating sort of industry to be in. But the main crux of it is how you make people feel. I like to empower people. I like to help people achieve their dreams, their property aspirations. Seeing a person, get their dream home, it's the best feeling ever. So, I wouldn't ever want to give that up. I do love what I do.
I feel you. I feel that, we're so blessed to be working in one of the top 3 industries, I believe or one of the top 3 pillars in our lives that are important. And that is health, love, and having actual connections, and then money. So if I wasn't in this industry, in the money industry and property, I would rather be a doctor or something to do with health, like nutritionist, or I'd be some sort of like therapist, like coach, something like that. Because I think without any of those three most important pillars in our lives, what else is there?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can see why, you're in this industry and why you wouldn't leave it, because it's one of the 3 fundamentals, in my opinion, anyway. And out of interest, what would you be if you weren't doing this? Come on, like I know you didn't wake up one day thinking, I would love to sell a mortgage. Like, what did you actually grow up dreaming of?
I actually wanted to be an air hostess when I was much, much, much younger. I wasn't working towards it or anything like that. I'd decided to go into customer service, and to be honest, customer service is a big part of what I do now. So they are sort of loosely connected, but I loved being in customer services.
And
I like making people happy. Yes, I think so. I think I just like the glamour of it all. I think I seen a few programs and I thought, that'd be a really good job to have.
I thought about it very briefly myself. But I just thought going up and down that corridor on the plane, like, when you're traveling, like, it's not actually that glamorous. Like, you arrive hot and bothered and sticky, and you're like, Do you know what? If I had to do that, but I do love the concept of traveling and just picking off and going anywhere in the world. But here we are talking about mortgages and protection. So just as a fab. Who said money and houses aren't sexy? They are very sexy. You know how you get those people on Instagram who are like influencers for like coffee or gym brands, or I'm an influencer for Female Invest, which is an financial educational platform. And I'm like, woohoo! Like, so it just feels so strange that I'm like posing and advertising money and financial education when obviously on social media the whole like vibe is, you know, being an influencer for protein shakes and things like that. So I'm very proud to represent.
Absolutely.
I'm very proud. I'm gonna make let's make money sexy, because that's what it is.
It is sexy money.
It absolutely is. Absolutely. Honestly, Sharelle, it has been like every time we chat, we're just always like, you know, laughing away, and I just really enjoy genuinely seeing you grow in your confidence and posting away and getting leads. Like, you've been so successful. Like, you underplay it so much. Like, hey, how you getting on? You're like, yeah, just 4 leads. I'm like, 4 leads? Yeah, 4 leads today. And I'm like, all right, well, good luck, Sharelle. So you seem to be passionate. So well done, my love. I'm so pleased for you. Tell us all, how can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Sharelle Taylor _talks mortgages. You can find me on LinkedIn, Sharelle Taylor CMAP, and you can also find me on Facebook, Sharelle Taylor just mortgages.
I did warn you guys, she's everywhere. Like, literally, she went from invisible, and then she's like, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Now, we've got bigger things happening, haven't we, in the future, Sharelle? This was just a taster. We've only just worked for a very, very short period of time together. We've got loads more work to do, but I'm going at your pace. I'm still going to poke you, because I'm still going to try and make you bigger, because your voice needs to be bigger and louder. So thank you for being on this journey with me. I really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, my pleasure. And for those listening, this is just one of the many case studies of how transformative of an experience it can be to embark on this social media journey. Now, you just think, oh yeah, social media, just put a couple of posts out there, great. But actually it's so much more, which I hope Sharelle can vouch for, which is that, you know, you get to discover what is true in your heart. Who do you want to help? What do you want to stand for? What do you want to be representing? Who do you want to empower? It helps you niche down. It helps you get so laser focused on your ideal customer that you end up generating more business from your niche than if you were just generic. It helps you, you know, don't you, right, Sharelle? Like, you've noticed that, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So please don't underestimate the power of going on a journey. If you are worried about social media and how you look and how you sound and how you this, I'm sure Sharelle's your girl. Like, you need to reach out. Yeah. And Sharelle can definitely share her fears and insights, but she did it anyway. She did it scared. She went for it, and now she couldn't be more proud of herself. I'm sure she is. So if you've enjoyed this show and you've enjoyed Sharelle's story, please give us some love. Literally, it's so easy. All you need to do is just like the post, like the podcast. If you see her on Instagram or LinkedIn, give her a shout out, give her a little thumbs up, because, you know, it does take courage and bravery to come on to shows like this and to talk and be vulnerable and to share your insights. So please, as always, this is a safe space and a place of love. So if we can show that love, that would be fantastic. And of course, as always, I'm going to ask you, if you are a new listener or a already existing a loyal listener, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening, because it helps this show grow and it helps me spend more time and find more women that I can bring to you. So stay tuned for the next episode, and let's thank Sharelle one more time. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.